You know, Rob, I love it. I absolutely love it. When there's a
Oh,
movie coming out that I think sounds like a dumb idea and I think it's going to be terrible, and then you go into the theater and you really enjoy it. Those you live for those pleasant
yes,
surprises. You know what I mean? Absolutely live for
agreed.
those. One of those films, now it doesn't happen often, but one of those films for me was Creed. I actually thought Creed was a bad idea. I thought, okay, a Rocky movie where Rocky isn't the main guy. Wow, sounds fabulous. Even though Ryan Coogler was directing, even though Michael B. Jordan was going to be in it, I still did, but I loved it. Now, Creed
Yep.
2 wasn't, I don't think, quite as good as the first Creed, but I still enjoyed Creed 2 quite a bit. And then, of course, news came out that Michael B. Jordan himself was going to be directing Creed 3. We haven't had a lot of news on that since, but just something came out this morning, Rob, that sounds really interesting. Jonathan Majors, the lead from Lovecraft Country, what people are speculating is going to be Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man. Jonathan Majors apparently in final negotiations to be the opponent, to be the antagonist in Creed 3 alongside Michael B. Jordan. This is what it says over at Deadline. It says MGM and first-time director Michael B. Jordan have set their sights on Lovecraft Country star Jonathan Majors to be his adversary in the ring for Creed 3, sources said. Negotiations are underway for Majors to star in the film as Adonis Creed's ring nemesis. It's the latest big movie role looming for Majors, who's coming off the first season of the critically lauded HBO series Lovecraft Country, which I enjoyed a great deal. His rise to A-list from his 2019 breakout in The Last Black Man in San Francisco has been meteoric. Majors most recently co-starred in the Spike Lee-directed Da 5 Bloods for Netflix, and he is set to play Kang the Conqueror in Marvel's Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. He will next be seen in Jaime's Samuel-directed Western The Harder They Fall for Netflix and Black Label Media's Devotion. So, Jonathan Majors. And Pass Out Mesquite sends in a super chat badge in the live chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So, Jonathan Majors. Rob, I got to tell you, I was one of the last guys to the party for The Last Black Man in San Francisco. So
Oh, dude.
I was way behind the curve on that. And then so when I didn't see it till after Lovecraft Country. So, but watching Lovecraft, that was really my first big exposure to him. And I just remember thinking, this type of subject material and this type of a thing, and he's really carrying the show. And I really enjoyed him. Then we got all excited when he was going to be in Ant-Man Quantumania. Really good to see him there. And now he's going to be apparently Creed 3. Now, we should point out, he's not officially signed yet, but when they say they're in final negotiations now, that means you've reached a place where, yes, they've decided you're the guy we want in the movie, and he has decided, yes, I want the role. And they've come to that agreement. So once that's done, they stop looking at everybody else, and they just try to hammer out the details of the contract. 95% of the time, Rob, once it gets to this stage, the deal gets signed, but sometimes it doesn't, so we'll keep that in mind. But let's just move forward here, assuming that Jonathan Majors is indeed going to be the antagonist in Creed 3. Fantastic. I think this is great because not only has he already proven to be a terrific director, he brings the physicality to it. The dude's built
Right.
like a boxer. I mean, he looks great. I think him alongside Michael B. Jordan is going to be fantastic. Now let's just see if they get a good script. Anyway, Rob, you hear about Jonathan Majors joining Creed 3. What do you think?
Well, first of all, dude, he's a fantastic actor. I loved The Last Black Man in San Francisco. I thought it was terrific. He's great. I mean, I haven't seen all of Lovecraft Country, but he's great in Lovecraft Country. I've seen the first 4 episodes now. I know I got to catch up. There's so much. And in Da 5 Bloods. And what I'm hoping for is I love his look. And I know this is, I mean, it's silly to probably say this, but dude, I'm a huge Rocky 3 fan. I mean, who isn't, right? Rocky 3. And one of the things that made Rocky 3 is, of course, the character of Clubber Lang, played by Mr. T. And I loved the verbal sparring. I loved the trash talk that came out of Mr. T's mouth. Like, Mr. Lang, what do you predict for this fight? Pain.
Pain.
You know, I mean, I think that that Jonathan Majors has to bring that kind of Muhammad Ali / Clubber Lang trash talk. I want to see that. I want to see somebody that's just leaps off the screen because I want an antagonist that is both fun and physically imposing. And I'm so there for this because it is the third movie in the franchise. And I really, like you, loved Creed. And Creed 2 was good. I mean, I liked how they fleshed out the character of Ivan Drago. It was kind of like the Cobra Kai of the Rocky franchise in a way. I've got high hopes for this. I mean, Michael B. Jordan, probably with all the people that he's worked with, all the directors, working with Ryan Coogler twice, and I thought the boxing scenes in the first Creed, those long take things, I think. And Michael B. Jordan's been around for the better part of 2 decades now. I think he's really going to knock it out of the park as a director. I love him. I have a huge man crush on the guy. I'm excited for this movie, John, and this casting. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Whenever I hear somebody mention Mr. T in Rocky 3, all I hear is, "Hey, woman! Hey, woman!" It's like, he can say it like that.
It's so good. He was so good.
He was so good in that.
He was so good in Rocky 3. I mean, one of the great villain turns of the early 80s, certainly.
I don't hate the man, but I'll destroy anyone who tries to take what I got. He's so good in that. Anyway, guys, question is
almost 40 years later, we can quote him.
And we're still quoting him. Anyway, guys, the question is for you. What do you think about this? With Lovecraft Country's Jonathan Majors apparently lining up to be the antagonist in the new Creed 3. We love the news over here. What do you guys think about it? Jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Okay, guys.